Hi there, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to another episode of MumNSon. My name is Jay. I'm the son.
I'm Alicia. I'm the mum.
So today, our topic of just talking and looking at and reflecting on and talking about is going to be about comparison. Comparing ourselves. I mean, this is something that we tend to do. A lot of people do. We sometimes want to compare ourselves. Some people may see it as a form of motivation to aspire to be somewhere or going to a brand new level they've never been previously. But at the same time, there can also be a negative side to it. So we're just going to talk about comparison from all types of angles and see what happens, like we always do with this show.
Yeah, strangely enough, we were just... it just came up for some reason, didn't it? And I said, listen, let's just save it for the show. So we've kept everything aside so that we can share whatever we feel will help you, will make you feel better, will make you realise that you are unique. And comparison has two sides to it.
Yeah, I mean, talking about what you just mentioned there, you said that you are unique. So why do you feel that there's always sort of a need for us to compare ourselves? And do we sometimes lose our uniqueness because we're trying to live our lives exactly the same as someone who we think may have done better than us if we compare it to someone else?
I think with comparisons, it's a matter of how you perceive it. For example, you might look at someone else and compare yourself to that person, but if you do it in a positive way, and you take the best of what you feel their achievements are, and you say, I think I can kind of go for that if they have, that's fine. That you can use that positively. But when you start comparing yourselves to others, but it has negative connotations, you're looking at others, and again you're kind of saying, oh, they're really good, but you know what, I'm no good. You're bringing yourself down again. When you're comparing yourself to someone else, that's when you need to take a step back and really start to take a look at yourself in a positive way and look at your attributes. Look at how important and unique you are and what you can bring, to whatever it is you're doing in life, because our paths are always different.
I think that's an amazing thing that you picked up on, because when it comes to comparison, especially us sort of different generations and things like that, I feel that especially after people have finished, whether it's sort of college and they've gone to uni and they leave, everyone gets in, I'm going to pick my career. This is what I'm going to do. And by the time I'm 25, I'm going to have done this. And then by the time I'm 28, I'm going to have done this. And then by the time I'm in my late 20s or whatever, I'm going to have had the family and the house and the blah, 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 da, da, da.
Yeah.
But there are some people that haven't done that, but yet they could look at that and say, gosh, like, you know what, maybe where I am right now, I should be somewhere better. And maybe I'm not good enough because I haven't sort of reached the same heights that others my age, my peers, whatever, people from my background have done. And there's a side of that where you can appreciate what other people are doing. But I totally see what you're saying, whereas you start to lose your uniqueness and you also start to sort of lose that
you start
self-encouragement.
You start to lose sight of yourself.
Exactly.
Who you are, what your destiny and what your purpose is.
Yeah.
And because you're starting to compare yourself to someone else, and their destiny, their purpose in life is going to be different to yours. Yeah. And you have to own it, your uniqueness.
Well, yeah, I think that's a great point. Like, when I think about you talking about everyone has their own journey and they have their own steps, it's definitely true. There are some people that are middle-aged and they're doing their degree now. It's not. It's never too late to do it. There's some people that are starting their businesses in their 40s. There's some people that do it in their 20s. There's some people that first get married when they're in their late 30s. There's some people that do it when they're 18 and just come out of school. It's almost like there's no set or mold or perfect place to do it by. This is the law overall, that if you don't do it by here, then you are a failure or you're not good enough. That is more what we put on ourselves by saying that person has a perfect thing, and when I compare myself, I come short.
Yeah, that's what you don't want to do, because literally, as I said, everyone's got their own journey, their own path, and if you start living your life on how others are living their life, then you're not really living your life. You're not embracing your path, your journey.
That's it.
Your gifts, your goals.
Exactly.
You're starting to look at others and say, and bring yourself down, which I just think that's the worst thing you can do. You can see someone successful and aspire to what they've achieved, but don't use that as the measuring stick or the gauge of how bad you think you're doing. Because you have to just trust in the process, trust in the fact that you've got different unique talents and gifts. You've got your own skills and skill sets, and how you're going to apply them in your life is going to be totally different to how someone else is going to apply them. So you can't measure yourself on others. You can admire their success or what their achievements have been and aspire to it in your own way. That's what I would say. Do it all in your own way, rather than do it in a way that you're either trying to compete with them or try to feel you're inadequate if you haven't achieved what they've achieved at a certain time. I mean, there's a good point you said about, say if you're doing a course, you're at college or uni or whatever, and after that, it appears other people have done more than you or gone further in their careers or something. That can really make you feel down.
That's why I said it, because I'm saying it from my sort of point of view, from the generation that I'm from. But you may even see it or have heard of it more when parents compare their children to their friends' children achievements. You know what I mean? Oh, my son is a doctor, and and it's like, oh well, my son now has to be one, and you have to achieve something good because my relative or my friends, their kids are doing well, so you need to do well.
That's even in my generation, people can take it further. You can have neighbours comparing themselves.
Well, exactly.
and trying to be
keeping up with the
Joneses. You can even have siblings who've got children and then saying, well, your kids turned out better than mine.
Exactly.
My kids, I wish my kids had done what your kids have. I think comparison is, there is a very negative side to it. And that's what I think today's video is about, is to try and minimize, if you're in that place, to try and minimize comparing yourself. Only do the comparison in a positive way, but when you feel it's moving to the negative, you need to reset yourself.
But that's exactly
reset your.
I think what you said there hit a good point. Is that when you think about comparing, there's almost two sides to it. Well, you can compare to someone who the grass is greener on the other side, they've done well, or you can compare it to those who may be less fortunate or something like that. But doing it seems that we always have this tendency, or most people have this tendency to go, I'm going to compare myself to someone who I feel is better than me in this type of way, whether it's, I don't know, looks, or whether it's achievements, or whether it's other types of things. But what about if you have a good life, even if it's not the best and you want to aspire to do better? What do you have right now that is even better than a majority of people out there could have? Like, if you're not homeless, and the fact you have a home, Well, if you compare yourself to someone who's homeless for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. You could say, wow, well, I've got it good, or I'm at least acknowledging that I've got something good here. Whereas you may compare yourself going, oh, I have a home, but that person has a bigger one, and the fact that I don't have it, so it's I think actually when you look at it, you just have to really appreciate and focus. And
I think that's a really good point, Jay, because I think once you start to have gratitude, and once you start to appreciate yourself and be grateful for what you have, that gratitude gives you a feeling of, you feel self, I don't know how to describe it, like really positive within yourself. So the need to compare yourself to others gets less and less. The stronger you are soulfully and within yourself, feeling a sense of gratitude, being in the sense of appreciating what you have, whether it's a little or a lot, whether it's, appreciating skills and ability that you have. As I said, we're all unique. So everybody has that unique aspect within themselves. Some people will acknowledge they have that uniqueness, but they'll bring it down. Or they'll push it to the side and they don't feel it has value.
Exactly.
So, having belief and value and gratitude and appreciation in yourself and in what you have, it doesn't matter if it's less than what someone else has. What matters is how you are doing in your own lane.
It's really true, because it's almost like, if you see a sprinter running, they're not going to be running and focusing on what the other sprinter's doing whilst they're running.
Correct.
They're going to just focus on their lane and just do
what
the best
they're doing,
that
they can do.
And
exactly.
I think that's it. And you mentioned it. It's almost like if you keep seeing it and comparing yourself, you won't be living your life. And what you meant like that is, it's not that you won't be living your life, because you're going to be living your life, but you're going to be living it towards a certain standard you're setting, that even if you reach that, you may then see someone else that has even better, and then still feel thing. But you won't be living your life as in your uniqueness and your life that you should be doing, because everyone's got their own journey. People achieve things at different times or go through things at different times, have high and lows at different times. So don't compare yourself that you're coming up short, or it's not good enough, or you're not good enough. Because you've got your own journey, you have your own process, that's it.
And if you can just appreciate who you are, your gifts, your abilities, your talents, and appreciate that your journey is a different journey, but a unique one that you are on to make the most of and enjoy. If you're continuously comparing yourself, you're going to make yourself miserable.
But you know what? And this brings me to the point of the quote that I was talking about. You can find out the author or whatever of it, but it says that comparison is the thief of joy. And you just said it. You will be miserable, and that's true, because there will be no joy in your life. And
Perfect.
The whole point
that quote
of
is brilliant.
Everything is to have joy, to find bliss, to be as happy as you can be, because if you always make something, we'll talk about these type of topics a bit more, about happiness and joy, even gratitude. We'll talk about
that's
other
a big one.
Videos a bit deeper, because we could go on about this forever. But just quickly bringing it into this, you do deserve to have those type of things now. It doesn't always have to be when I get that, or when I achieve what this person has done, I can then feel.
That's actually, slightly diverging in a little way. I am with this, what I'm about to say, but, we'll take it back to comparison. But, one thing we all suffer from is when we're going for our lives and whatever, we'll say, you know what, when I've made loads of money, that's when I'm going to start doing this and doing that and being happier and feeling more joyful in myself. And when I've achieved my goal, that's when I'm going to start doing this and doing that. But you have to understand, everything is a journey, and you have to live, enjoy, and partake of that journey as you go along. There's no, like, at the end, I'll do this, I'll become this, I'll feel happier, I'll be more joyful if I have this, if I have that. You're going along the journey, so you have to make your own joy. You have to make your own path on that journey and enjoy it. And as I said, comparing yourself continuously is going to make you more miserable along that journey. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I think that
get rid of that.
Exactly. I think that kind of sort of wraps it up. And
so what do you think we should sum up for people?
Sure.
The key points, like we do, like
do you know
we did
what?
in our other one.
I say stop comparing.
That's what the first
I would
one.
definitely say,
Stop comparing.
Because even if, as we said, even if you compare yourself to someone else to feel better or this and that, do you know what? You should just appreciate and be valuing whatever you are and whoever you are. It doesn't mean that you can't aspire to do better or reach a goal that you may have, but it's almost like you're appreciating yourself now. You give yourself the permission to feel joy now and be excited about what is to come, and understand I've got my own time. Someone else has their own time, and this and that. I've got my own timeline.
You've got your own timeline, you've got your own path, you've got your own skills, your own gifts. Embrace them, appreciate them, and say, you know what? I'm going to use them to the best of my ability. And nobody needs to tell me how or, how important or valuable. Tell yourself. Value yourself. You don't need validation from others. Just value yourself, value your gifts, value your abilities, and use them in your own unique way. And that means that, you can't go wrong.
Yeah. So don't let comparison
hold you back
to your joy.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. Don't let it
Don't let it steal your joy.
Start to enjoy life and stop comparing yourself to others, and that's pretty much that.
Make the most of it,
and and start now, and free yourself off it so that you can start to not living life setting up and thinking about
others are better than you. You're and bringing yourself down. That's the thing. Don't bring yourself down. You mustn't do that. It's literally you're just hampering your progression.
Exactly. And what I'll just add there quickly is we talked about this with achievements and everything, but it's also down to maybe how you feel about your self-image or your body image or something like that. It's the same thing. You have to start appreciating and valuing whoever you are and stop comparing yourself to others. And the more you appreciate yourself, the more you'll, not that it matters, but people will turn around and go, wow, like you seem like you're fulfilled, and I admire that. People turn around and start to say that once you start to come from that place.
It's like just before we end on, it's like that ripple effect that we spoke about before
in previous video.
That once the inner you feels a certain way, has your own value and appreciation of yourself, and you feel that within, it starts to reflect outwardly.
Ripples outward.
Like a ripple. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to leave your comments below and let us know what topics you'd like us to talk about.
Well, exactly. Any topics, just leave it all below. And also, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And I think that's sort of, until the next video, that is pretty much it. MumNSon, and I guess that we're done,
I love that. MumNSon, we're done.
And we're done. Until the next one.
Thanks for joining us.
See you guys. Thanks a lot.